Hey guys, Trey with Rhythm Trucking back here with another video. Today I'm going to talk about what I've seen as a reoccurring comment on past couple videos I posted. I think it even showed up in one of my shorts. Quite a few people have blamed the downturn in trucking on the YouTube truckers back in 2021, 2022 that were basically hyping trucking up and showing all these big numbers they were making and posting it online. And I will say that that didn't start in 2021, didn't start in 2022. Truckers have been posting that stuff on YouTube for, probably quite a while now. At least 2019, 2020 is what I'd say. And I actually know a couple trucking YouTubers. One of them's a friend, Dream Inspired. I used to watch his content all the time. He inspired me to get into trucking, him and Toe Piglet back in the day, even though they did Hot Shot when they were first YouTubing. But I will say that YouTube truckers posting all those big numbers did cause an influx of people to get into trucking and or company drivers to make the transition over to being owner operators or lease operators during that time, because it was such a boom market. Now, we did come out of a very bad market into a very big boom market, and during that time frame I was a lease op, and I will say that on my low ends I was taking home $3,500 a week. On my high ends, after all my expenses, I was taking home $6,000 to $7,000 a week profit after fuel, truck payment, insurance, like everything. So like it was a boom market, and I didn't go online and brag about it. I don't believe I ever did. I haven't posted videos except recently on all that stuff. But it gave the misperception to a lot of people that were new to the industry that didn't understand that there are ups and downs in trucking, and there's cycles just like anything else. There's ups and there's downs. And that was a very big up that I didn't see coming, going as high as it did. I mean, I know guys that were making more money than I was, like for solo drivers, which was insane. But by everybody running to YouTube, because it was clickbait, you did get a lot of money. Like posting those numbers gets views. Saying that you make, $15,000, $17,000 a week because you're posting your gross numbers, people are going to click on that. Company drivers that were looking at going to be lease operators or want to become an owner operator, they see that and they get this hope that, oh, I'm just going to buy a truck tomorrow and I'm going to be rich next month. And it doesn't work like that, as we all know that have gone this route. Most of the time, you do good in the good times to save for the bad times. And hopefully if your goal is to expand, you can grow during the good times and then take that and have a few more trucks when the bad times come to spread out that hard time. But, I know guys, I talked to some guys back when the market started to turn back down from those high rates. There was one dude, he had a $5,000 a month payment on a Peterbilt, and it wasn't a new one. The trucking industry, the equipment prices got way out of hand during this time, which we all know as well. I mean, used trucks were going for over $200,000. Drive and trailers were selling for $70,000, $80,000 brand new. Used ones anywhere from $30,000 to $50,000. When in 2020 we purchased a brand new drive and brand new off the dealer lot for $34,000. So like that's some inflation right there. And of course there's a variety of things that led to that. But all these guys that saw these numbers, they bought their trucks or rented their trailers or bought them for those prices because they were like, oh, well, if I'm taking home, if I'm making $15,000 a week gross, I can afford a $5,000 truck payment. And so they got these big old truck payments almost cussed. Can't do that on YouTube. They got these big old truck payments, and then when the rates turned down and the fuel prices went up, they were like struggling. There was the one guy with the $5,000 a month Peterbilt payment. At the time that spoke to him, he was 2 months behind on his payments. He was basically paying his insurance and his fuel and was living in his truck. And he was like, I'm gonna lose my truck. Like, no kidding. And he was basically running whatever he could run to just try to cover his expenses. And unfortunately, a lot of people got into those predicaments. A lot of dudes bought trucks at way over market value. And now their overhead is, if you're making $5,000 a month payment on your truck alone, your insurance is maybe $2,000. If you're older, you got at least 2 years experience and you're with like Great West or somebody. So like $2,000, maybe $1,600 on the low end. I mean, but let's call that $7,000. That doesn't even get into fuel. And when fuel got up there to like $5.30, $5.50 a gallon, $6, I was paying upwards of $2,500 a week in diesel. I got up to $3,000 one time. So, I mean, and you're not making 15 grand a week no more. It got down to 7,000-8,000 gross, at a time. If you were lucky, maybe 9. But yeah, so it was, but it wasn't the YouTube truckers' fault. They were doing what they had to do to make money off YouTube, of course, which I don't blame them. I don't blame anybody for trying to make money where they can make money. But it did mislead a lot of people as to what the realities of the trucking industry are. And it brought a lot of inexperienced people that didn't know much. And it's not their fault that they didn't know, but they also should have done more research, maybe got a mentor or something like that before buying all this equipment. So then we had this influx of owner ops and stuff like that. And they're just taking whatever freight without negotiating, things like that. And then when the market turned tough, they just had it. It exacerbated the issue because they were taking all the cheap freight to begin with, because cheap freight was still really good freight at the time. And then when things got bad, they weren't negotiating. A lot of them just started hiring dispatchers or leasing their trucks on with people to try to get the best rates they can, because it wasn't just call up and get whatever you pretty much wanted for a load anymore. They actually had to work for it, and most of these guys don't know how to work for it or know where the hot markets are. So YouTube truckers exacerbated the issue by not being transparent. And it's not that they weren't transparent, because I'm not trying to throw YouTube truckers under the truck either, but people just didn't know at the end of the day. Do I think YouTube truckers made the situation worse? Yes. It painted a false image of what trucking is and how much you can make. And it misled a lot of people. But it was also necessary for all those people to get in, and then are now being forced out by low rates. Thankfully, operating costs are down now. Fuel's dropping. Looks like fuel might continue to fall. That'll be good for us. But all in all, they did cause a boom market for owner-operators and lease operators. And now we're seeing the fallout of that. I mean, I hope this video was kind of insightful. It's just my opinion on did they do that and like what came from that. And at the end of the day, it was just inexperienced people that bought overpriced equipment because they saw YouTube videos that were saying they could go out and be making $15,000 a week. And there was people that got their CDLs and bought trucks with no experience because they thought that's what it was going to be like from now on. Like they thought they were going to be making 15 grand a week. And that's just not the case anymore, I know some guys are struggling to hit $5,000 a week, which if your equipment's paid off, yeah, you could probably get by with that. I mean, fuel $1,700 a week, but no. But yeah, I hope this video was informative. Live stream Sunday at 3 p.m. I might be doing some giveaways coming soon, so keep an eye out for that. If you stuck around this long, please don't forget to like the video, leave a comment giving your opinions, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I appreciate each and every one of you, and have a good day.